Hey
What's up? What's up?
yo, welcome to REI Happy Hour. Now we're good.
Yeah.
our our backstage producers caught me off guard with the intro, with the 60-second introduction. But we are here at REI Happy Hour. Welcome everyone, live on Facebook. Like always make sure to share the live with everyone on your Facebook, any groups that you're in, especially if they want to chill out, have a good time with us, and just talk some real estate. That's what this show is about. Just grabbing a drink with us. My name Danny Campos from Atlanta, Georgia. Campos Capital Group, helping out all my investors fund their deals. And Mr. Oh wait, that way, Mr.
Ken board.
Mr.
Yeah. Which way do we go? Which way? I'm Ken Board, senior loan officer, relationship manager, Campus Capital Group. Just trying to help our investor clients fund deals. That's what we do.
That's it. You said Charlotte, right? Yeah, you said Charlotte. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
sorry, Charlotte.
So
I'm in
that's
Charlotte. I gotta get used to that. I'm in
oh,
Charlotte,
Charlotte. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to get used to it. You got to get used to it, man. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. Please make sure to go ahead and hit that share button. Please let us know where you're listening from. You know what state or city you're in. Especially if you're an investor or you're wanting to start investing, let us know, please. We would love to know. Any questions also during this show, we will definitely try to answer them. So make sure to hit us up with those questions, and we would love to get some answers to those. Maybe something you're not too sure of. You haven't a new strategy you're not too sure of, and actually today we're gonna have a special guest. But Ken, go ahead and tell them the best part of the show.
Best part of the show. That's what I wait for all week long.
We're not doing that yet.
Oh, well, no, yeah.
Sorry, we're not doing that yet. Sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. My bad. But let's talk about our event. How about that?
Okay, let's talk about the event. Let's
Do the event. All right, cool. It's like we haven't done this forever, huh?
Yeah, I know. Really.
All right, so
15 in and we're still messing up.
We did not start the happy hour early. Just FYI.
Yeah.
People are like, man, this started early. So about Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, man.
Ken, are you excited, man?
Oh man, I'm excited. Less than a week away.
Man,
well,
too,
a week till we get less than a week away till we get there, but event's pretty much a week away. It's crazy. We've been talking about this for months.
Man.
Months. Thought it was never gonna come. Now it's a
Yep.
week away. It's crazy.
It's a week away, man, and it's like the nervousness is starting to kick in.
Yeah.
I mean, especially for the fact that we want to make sure everybody has an amazing time. They come out of there pumped up, motivated with the information you need to just go strong in the business, right?
Yep.
Start to in the networking,
Yep.
I know you've been to a couple networking events recently, right?
Oh yeah, man. I've been trying to get it out as much as possible here in Charlotte, and there's literally an event every day almost. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's almost at least 3 times a week. There's events, which is crazy.
Wow,
completely different from GWA DC area. You're lucky to find.
Really?
Yeah, you're lucky for when it comes to real estate or real estate investing events. You're looking at maybe like I don't know, 1 a month if you're lucky.
Oh wow.
So, but down here, I mean, everyone's in the game, real estate game down here, man. That's a lot.
Wow. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of knowledge from different people.
Oh gosh, yeah. I'm learning stuff about the business, still, and especially different pieces like what I'm learning, what people do on the wholesale and just investor side, and all the different, different things. It's crazy. It's crazy all the information to take in.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we're trying to, definitely, motivate everyone to try to get their tickets as soon as possible for this event. I do feel like we're gonna sell out, towards the end of next week, right? And it's gonna be a powerful event, especially on that networking part, man. Especially on that networking part. But let's show you a little bit of how this actual event is gonna happen, or how you can get your tickets actually. If Nat could go ahead and help us out with how you can actually get into our Eventbrite, show you a little bit of what's going on with, and just an FYI, it is a Spanish speaking event, so just FYI, right? Ken is going to be just taking notes left and right.
And
So
last Spanish event I went to, I made a lot of connections. So I didn't understand what was being
yes,
said with
dude,
the
I
speakers,
love what you said last week.
but you still make. Oh, there. You know, here we go. Some of the slides of the event coming up here. A lot of good speakers, and it's going to be very educational. We made a point to make it very educational, and dig a little bit deeper. So I think that's going to be really good. And then with the networking on top of that, you know, there's nothing better than meeting people in the same industry, that do what you do or do a different piece of what you need to build that team around you and that support system, to have you have the most success. But here you go. Like $80 is cheap for an event like this. For an all-day event like this, it's cheap. And
Dude, you know,
and the three. Go ahead.
I don't remember if we were looking into it. You know, there were events for like 150 and plus, right?
Oh yeah.
That's all you would find for this type of event, right? Maybe not even this type, but for the magnitude we're actually creating this event, $80 is a good bargain. It's a good investment.
And the 350 is for VIP, and we only have, I think, a handful of those left. So if you're interested in getting that VIP treatment, being invited to the masterminds at a nice, I don't want to know if I should call it a mansion, but a nice big house where we're going to have a mastermind on Friday evening, you know, where you'll be with, you know, some great other folks. Campus Capital Group crew will be there. And, you know, there'll be a lot of good information going around there. So if you want to be invited to that, you know, there's only a few VIP left. So I definitely recommend. I can't see that. I don't know if I missed any of the benefits, Danny. I don't know if you can see in my eyesight, even with glasses, it's terrible. But
so, I mean, with the VIP, you get your, with the VIP, you get your, the master class, right? It's going to be on Friday, plus the class that we'll have on Saturday all day.
Yep.
You know, you have dinner, a real nice dinner that we'll have for everyone Friday night. And then you'll be able to talk to the speakers, like personally, on a personal level.
That's awesome.
I don't know if anybody's been to events before, but when you go to investment events, you want to try to get some type of little gem from the speakers. And it's hard. Everybody's trying to talk to them.
Yeah. Really,
or, you know, or they're too much big of a stars that you can't talk to them. But if you're at a masterclass like the one we were creating, I mean, you have the opportunity to actually ask them some real good questions.
Yeah.
Take some notes and see how they're actually growing in the business, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be, and then obviously we're gonna give you a little VIP treatment with a nice gift. So it's gonna be awesome. I love it.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Can't wait. Very cool.
Perfect.
So yeah.
So that is our June 3rd event.
Get your tickets. Only a week away. And like I said,
only a week away.
I mean, I know it's Spanish speaking, but I'm telling you right now, even if you only know a little bit of Spanish or whatever, the connections alone, I think are worth the $80 too. So just, you know, even if you speak a little bit of Spanish, I think it's still worth the value.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. And obviously there's going to be people there that they talk English, right? They're bilingual. So
yeah, most people are bilingual.
Yeah, and they're going to be looking for real estate agents, wholesalers, new partners, business partners. So it's a real good part to, you know, a good event to network. All right, so it's about that time to invite our special guest today. Before that, remember everyone, please share the live. Let us know where you're listening in from. We want you guys to definitely make sure that everyone enjoys this episode because we have a special guest today. Straight from Delaware, Mr. JJ Rodriguez. This guest we have coming up right now with us, he's a big real estate agent with a lot of experience and knowledge in the business, and takes over the area of Delaware. So without further ado, Mr. JJ Rodriguez.
Woo! Welcome.
What's up, guys?
How are you?
Hold on. There you go.
Drop the bomb.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yo, I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for the invite. Super excited to share knowledge and information. I promise you, real estate investing is game-changing, life-changing. and the events like the Compost Capital group are getting ready to put on next week in Atlanta, Georgia. Man, I wish I would have had these kind of resources and these kind of events when I was first getting introduced to real estate investing back in 2012. Sometimes it can be lonely. I grew up in New York City, Spanish Harlem. I grew up in the projects. Like my grandma's been living in the same apartment for 45 years. So that's a mortgage and a half times over that could have been paid for property. And like I was the first homeowner in my family. So like I had multiple properties before I helped my dad get his property, before I helped my mom get her property. Unfortunately, my grandparents weren't able to become homeowners, and they left just with giving us the opportunity here on the mainland U.S. We're Puerto Rican, but I say all that to say, when growing up in the projects, renting my whole life for 20 plus years, when I started getting into real estate investing and the real estate bug back when I was in my early to mid 20s, it can be very lonely, especially coming from the communities we come from. Lack of education, lack of resources, lack of opportunities. So please take advantage if there's ever professional groups out here like the Compost Capital Group who are willing to not only put together events, but help like mastermind these conversations and answer questions and be resources. It could be lonely, but when people say that we're out here to see people win, that's the God honest truth, because there's enough deals out here for all of us to win, for all of us to change our family's trajectory, if that makes sense. So I commend you guys. Danny, again, thank you so much for inviting me out here to this Facebook Live, and kudos to you and the team for everything that you're doing for the community, man. Palenta, papi.
Absolutely,
nice.
Man. Thank you. Appreciate
That's
that.
awesome, man.
We try, man. We're big. One big thing about Campus Capital Group, and I think the biggest thing, the CEO of the company, he always says to us, we're out here to help out the community. So, if you guys are not with it, and you guys just want, but then it's not what we're about. So we're out here trying, man. We all have busy lives, right? To be able to do some lives and help out, why not? Why not? So yeah. So go ahead, Ken. Now we can do the most important part of the event. Go ahead, Ken.
All right.
What do we have?
So what I wait for every week, all week long, I wait for this. So what are we drinking today? So I'll be polite and let our guests go first. So JJ, what are you having for a drink today?
So I have a shot of Hennessy right here that I'm really getting ready to throw back. So
oh wow.
Yeah, let's get to it, man.
Yes, sir.
Now I know you're from New York. drinking that Hennessy.
That's right.
I ain't gonna lie. I got some strawberry lemonade to drink with.
You got a little chaser. That's all good. All right.
That's awesome, man.
So Danny, what are you drinking?
All right, so I'm kind of getting under the. I ain't want to do nothing chilled so what I just did is I guess the Spanish way of trying to kill these herbs is a shot of bourbon with.
Oh, there we go. You finally got the bourbon out.
With some honey. And I'm ready.
Oh my God, man! I'm being the light. I'm being the light. Woo!
What happened, Ken? Go ahead. What you got, Ken?
Well, I'm finally the lightweight this week. Usually I'm the one drinking the hard stuff, and you're drinking the beer. But I'm drinking Coors Banquet, 150 years strong. They've been making this up. Cowboys were drinking this right here.
There you go.
This was out way before the Coors Light. Okay, this is the first Coors right here. And all jokes aside, for domestic cheap beer, it's my favorite. So I'll drink this.
All right.
More than any Coors Light,
never
Bud
tasted
Light,
it before.
Budweiser, any of that crap. Yeah, it's actually really good. It actually has taste. It doesn't taste like water. so it actually has a little bit of
I think that's a
flavor
good
to it.
thing.
So, but anyways, you guys got
All right.
shot, so
Here we
gotta
go.
do a cheers, salute. There you go,
Salute.
salute.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Woo, there's the chase.
So talk about killing those germs. Oh my God, that honey's hot. It is so spicy. Holy smokes.
Yeah, man. I bet you it is.
All right.
I don't know how you did that with bourbon. Woo. Anyways.
All right.
Yeah, it probably will. Might kill you, but you know.
All right. Hey, man, again, we're loving that you are here with. We would definitely want to kind of feed off your brain. I know Ken has. I do too. Yours? You want me to start off?
No, you can start. You can start.
Cool. So first of all, obviously, you kind of told us already that you started investing 2012.
Yep.
Right. Okay. So, as a realtor, how long have you been a realtor for?
So I've had my real estate license about 5 years now. And my wife, she's actually the associate broker where we hang up our license at Lena Vista Real Estate. And she's had her license for about 8.5 years, going on 9 years. So I took the route. She went heavy into realtor mode when we started real estate investing. I kind of took the path. Actually, Danny, you guys and Ken can appreciate this. I took the path of being a loan originator. So for bigger banks like Wells Fargo and a credit union here.
Oh wow!
And our thought process was, my wife is the realtor, I'm the loan officer, and our mentor, our best friend, is a real estate attorney here in Delaware. And we just had like the whole trifecta going on, right? But freshly out of college, it was hard to, I guess, put metrics on surviving on completely commission, right? Like we had, I kid you not, hand to God, we had 1 month where we bring in like $30,000 dollars, and then we went like another 5 months not closing another deal, right? So it's kind of like feast or famine, and starting young, wanting to buy more real estate properties for investing, wanting to qualify for financing. I decided to take more of a 9-to-5 approach to have that guaranteed income for qualifying and debt to income ratios while she continued to pursue the real estate. And then full circle, right before the pandemic, I went ahead and joined forces with her. And then between both of us having our licenses and having our real estate portfolio, we were able to lean into that right during the pandemic. And I was able to leave what we call like the 9-to-5 and we were able to become full-time entrepreneurs. So when I say that, we live and we breathe real estate investing, not only from a realtor standpoint, but most importantly from an investor standpoint, like we are living proof firsthand how this changes our lives. Like we've been able to supplement a household income here in Delaware with our real estate portfolio, if that makes sense, and it allows us to focus full-time entrepreneur. So we do our real estate investing. We're both realtors. We have a franchise. We're small business owners, and we dabble in other couple of things. But by far, it's been our real estate portfolio that's laid the foundation for that and been able to open so many opportunities for us.
Oh, that's great. That's really
awesome,
good.
Man. You know what? Now that you're talking about that, I love always when I hear that a couple is doing it together. What's the effect when you, as a couple, you guys are working on your investments, doing the real estate? How tell us about that.
It's powerful. We've been able to adapt to being in each other's face like 24/7. So like when COVID hit, there've been some partnerships that were tested because they weren't used to spending so much time together. whereas we thrive in that kind of environment. So for us, like for example, my wife Bianca is very much behind the scenes. She's very much knows, like the rules and the law and the paperwork and the contracts and all of that, where I can be very much front and center, showing properties, engaging with clients, doing the whole educational thing, because whether you're a first-time home buyer or an investor, whatever it is, just owning real estate has changed our lives. And that's kind of the passion that I tie back in when working with clients. Again, whether being a first-time home buyer or an investor, it's that educational part, because for me, not that we missed the boat, but we didn't pay so much attention to real estate because the opportunity wasn't there, the resources wasn't there, the conversations weren't there, the network wasn't there. So when we come in speaking with clients, whether it's first-time home buyers, especially investors, we like to pour in the educational standpoint. I mentioned earlier on in the stream that, I have some loan origination experience. So when I'm sitting down with clients, I'm able, from a realtor standpoint, be able to talk about what a debt to income ratio looks like, or what payments PTI looks like, or just have very general surface level conversations that I still direct to the professionals, the licensed professionals, but I'm very much conversational in that. We like to be speak from our experience, but share kind of what we've been through and let it be in a learning experience. And again, just education.
No, that's awesome. Hey, JJ, hey, yeah, very, very much a power couple. That's awesome. So, hey, I got a question, JJ.
Yeah.
So, I guess new investor, not a new investor, it doesn't really matter. But if they don't have a realtor on their team, right? And what should they be looking for in a realtor? If they do talk to realtors, what traits should they be looking for? Obviously, they want someone that is going to be, comfortable with investments. But what would you say is the biggest thing that they should be looking for, and what should be like that negotiation look like when it comes between the investor and the realtor?
Yeah, that's a great question, Ken. My favorite answer to that is that it takes a team. So not only should new investors or seasoned investors, not only should you be looking for a realtor, a lender, perhaps a CPA, someone who can handle the taxes on the back end, lawyers to help go over. Here in Delaware, we're not a title state, but an attorney state. So all settlements go through an attorney's office. My biggest advice for all investors is to build your team. But when you're building your team, to really take into consideration that the people you surround yourself, your realtor, your lender, your lawyer, even your CPA, for them to have real estate investing experience, preferably to have a portfolio themselves, at the very least to be conversational in it, right? So there are like here in Delaware, I don't have the stats in front of me, but I will bet my next paycheck that at least 1 in 3 Delawareans have their real estate license. So it's very easy to come across a licensed realtor, and that's fine and dandy. But depending on what niche you're working in, it's different from someone who's doing this part-time or maybe 1 or 2 deals a year versus another realtor who, has skin in the game, who is living and breathing, it, who has investment properties, who is just as concerned with what the market dictates, whether it be interest rates or landlord, tenant code or whatever have you. So as an investor, I believe it's important to surround yourself with a realtor who has a portfolio of investments or has either had a portfolio of investments and they've since then kind of liquidated and they can speak to that experience, or at the very least, just they have like their full clientele is investors. I would hate for someone to be mismatched, that they're looking for investment property, but they're given service for what may be considered another niche, for example. So that's my biggest takeaway is for any investor to really build your team. If you can have the more people on your team that are either equity stake partners or have their own portfolio, have had their portfolio. Again, we've talked about realtors, we've talked about lenders, we've talked about CPAs and lawyers, but even if you have your general contractor who's dabbled in flipping or who has equity stake in a deal or something like that, that's going to be very different than you just calling your local 1-800 remodel service and someone gives you a quote or something like that, if that makes sense. So really surrounding yourself with people who are living and breathing it, for sure.
Oh, that's all. Yeah, that's really good advice. I like the experience part of what you said. Like, if you can find a realtor that has skin in the game and is an investor, I think that's huge, because they're going to know exactly what to look for. They're going to know how to do comps. They're going to know how to do everything. And there's so many times, and Danny, I know you can speak for this. How many times we got either a first-time investor? Sometimes they're not first-time investors, but the realtor doesn't necessarily get it. Like, they don't understand the comps. They're looking at a house, and we're like, no, we need the ARV. What is this house going? We need comps on the ARV this way. So it is good to have some. What?
They'd be like, what is an ARV though?
Exactly. But yeah, so that's really good advice. I like that. Skin in the game. And there's a lot of realtors out there that have skin in the game. So I mean, there's plenty out there. It's not like you're looking for a needle in a haystack.
No, yeah.
So
and
that's awesome.
And I'll be honest with you, at least my experience has been. I was just going to say, Danny, excuse me, that my experience has been your more seasoned realtors who've been able to kind of ride the peaks and the valleys and the peaks and the valleys and the peaks and the valleys have been able to diversify and not only wait on a commission check, but they have, for example, those rental incomes every month that's helping with their cash flow to get them through those valleys, if that makes sense. So they've been able to stand the test of time, if that makes sense.
Definitely. That definitely makes complete sense. What would you I'm kind of switching it over a little bit, getting a little bit off, but what's your take on the market right now? Like, from what your own experiences, with rates going up and everything, like, what's your opinion and take on the market?
That shit is crazy, bro. It's the market right now is alive. It's popping. One thing that I've been able to reflect on, and I've had conversations with my wife Bianca on this, is that real estate for most people is an emotional game, right? Like, we attach, as investors, especially on the first couple of deals, we attach so much emotion on what the deal can be, like what the house looks like, or what can we potentially sell it for, and all of these dreams, right? And on one hand, we have investor wants and needs, and then on the other hand, we have a very structured, I don't know if it's a timeline or procedures or just like when you go to sell a house as a seller, it's very structured, it's very procedural, it's very step by step, and for us, it's that intersection where emotion and dreams potentially meets reality, right? So I say all that to say that the market is alive. It's fun to kind of help focus energy on those conversations where on one hand you have a seller who wants to be out of their house in 30 days versus a new investor who is trying to get into the game in 30 days kind of thing, and just bridging that gap. So yeah, all that to say, the market is crazy right now. I would say that for us, for me, I had the the blessing of coming into real estate from a lending standpoint post recession, right? So when all of these new regulations were introduced and Dodd-Frank and all of these things,
Yeah.
I didn't have to worry about shifting my mindset. Oh, it used to be this way and now we have to do this. Like, it was very much the way it was introduced to me was this way.
Got it.
And I've been grateful for that, and I've actually let that not only guide me and my family, but my investors, as far as, you know, not overextending and not over leveraging yourself, where your house today you may purchase for $200,000, in a couple months it may appraise for $400,000. Like, instead of taking that $200,000 worth of equity and buying a boat,
Right.
buying a car or something like that, let's go ahead and take that liability and take some of that equity and throw it into another income producing asset like a rental. So it's very much having those conversations. But in today's market, like what I've seen in the last couple of years, like, so coming into the market post recession and then seeing everything that's happened, like, you know, the prime jump up a few times, and like that's unheard of, like in at least in my lifetime. But
Yeah.
you know, the interest rates are still high, and you know, home sales are bouncing back and forth, and you know, they're trying to find this equilibrium of interest rates versus like purchasing power. So if I can just back up, right? So like pre-prime being jumped, so pre-interest rates being like going up, there was this sweet spot for investors to come in. What, even if you had to wait, you know, 20 days, 21 days, 30 days for first time home buyers to view the property first, and then investors come in and all of that, like, there was still a lot of opportunity. So what we're seeing kind of being shaken out right now is that the interest rates have gone up, and we're still seeing where's that sweet spot for investors to still have a margin and make a return on the investment, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So again, you know, just to wrap up, sales have gone down. I have some notes right here. Sales have gone down about 23% since last April. So we're talking about a little over 1 year. But again, there's still a combination, at least here in Delaware, of job gains. And, you know, again, you throw in the limited inventory and the mortgage rates. You know, the average home is still about $385,000 purchase price in the whole state of Delaware. So as an investor, if you're thinking average is 380, like, it takes a nice high and it takes a nice low to come to that average, and you know that makes some wiggle room for our Delawarean investors to come here and make some gains. And you know, I'm a big proponent, and I'll land my plane here, is that you know, it's really important to invest where the numbers make sense. And I really, although, you know, we have interest rates, still trying to figure out how that affects investors in the bigger picture of things. I'm still confident in investing here in Delaware, because it's important to invest where the numbers make sense, and not so much where the emotional attachment is at. And I say that to say, like, here in Delaware, we have some of the country's lowest real estate taxes. So when you take that into consideration, as far as what your cash flow or what your profit margins is, or whether you're flipping or not, having lower real estate taxes, you know, it helps you keep more money in your pocket.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Because you know, we're actually working on with a client, right? Your buddy Lewis, right? And his brother, and when he told me that the taxes, I forgot how much they were. I just remember my reaction. I was like, "Wait, what? No,
Yeah.
I think they must be a little higher, don't you think?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Really? Oh my God, it's crazy." So you're right. That's definitely more money in your pocket, because that's less expenses. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I'll say this, like, again, I grew up in New York City, and I have buddies who live in New York City, and Westchester and right outside of New York City and like Jersey and stuff that, and like Danny, you even Ken, you guys can probably attest to this, like the real estate taxes in Jersey. Like I know people who pay $12,000 to $18,000 a year.
That's
like
correct.
That's someone's part-time job. Like I have a portfolio of 5 investment properties and I don't even pay $4,500 a year. So when you talk about like what it does to your profit margin, like again, like evaluate, do your own research and speak with professionals and just make sure everything makes sense. But just knowing off the top of your mind to focus your energy maybe on states that have lower real estate taxes, it's just a jump within itself.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I look what you said, when your mind needs to shift with the market. Because I feel like anyone that was in the business and let's say started in investing, let's say a year ago, they just like fell into a pile of cash and was like, this is amazing. This is gonna be my life from now on. And now this whole shift is like, wait, what happened? Like, where's that money I was like swimming on? Your mindset needs to change with it, and that's obviously what your seasoned and most experienced investors are going to tell you. Like, take advantage when it's nice, but when it's not, your mind needs to shift, and your numbers need to shift, and there's still a lot of opportunity. You just need to change it up.
Danny, it's crazy that you said that. I don't know if you remember, we closed on a deal right before Christmas with George and his LLC. And George is a fraternity brother of mine, and he had made a flip maybe about a year and a half ago before like we all started having these conversations, and he made almost 6 figures in net profit after that flip. And he came into it hot with the fever, not 25 years old and all of this. And I promise you, we spent probably a good 6 months looking for a property before, we really had to have a heart-to-heart, like a Jesus moment where it's like, like that $95,000 gain that you saw like a year and a half ago, we need to bring that back down to probably $30,000 or so. And even with that, that's still a good look, a good lick.
Yeah,
like do one of those deals like once a quarter, bro. That's what investors do. And so it's really, I'm happy you said that, Danny. But as a realtor, and I remember as a lender, and I can only imagine you now, that what we have to deal with is investors having these high expectations because they're scrolling through YouTube and someone says, form an LLC and, do this easy access to capital and you can close on your first deal, $250,000 and like all of that is possible. But like we're in the trenches, like let's instead of trying to swing for that grand slam all the time, let's just get a couple singles, a couple doubles, bro, and like we're gonna be gold.
Exactly. And I love it we touched this, man, because I think it's very crucial right now with all the investors. They're thinking that this whole business is just on the ground. It's not like so many investors have been used to this, right? The pandemic was a gift for everyone. That's all it was. It was a gift. So right now it's just finding your way of how to change your mentality of how the investment game works, So and that's why we have realtors like you, man, that come on the show to kind of give you a little bit more of a broaden your mind a little bit of how it's actually working in the business. So we appreciate you, man. Thank you very much, JJ.
Thank you so much, JJ.
How can people contact you?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the best way to get in contact with me would be my cell phone. So I'm gonna spit that out right quick. That's gonna be 302-533-8743. And then another really good way to get in contact with us is the key to DelawareRealEstate.com. So you just spell it out, every word fully, the key to DelawareRealEstate.com. And that brings up our website, our homepage, our contact us. And again, one of the good things about working with myself and my wife as a team is that, you know, we're super passionate about educating people on the process so that we can do this over and over and over again, because speaking from firsthand experience, it's changed our lives. It's opened up opportunities.
Yeah.
I've been able to, you know, not even be 40 years old and not have a 9 to 5. And most importantly, you know, working with my wife and I, you get 2 realtors instead of one. So where you're normally chasing down one realtor and all of this, and they have their time schedule and time blocking and all of this, my wife and I, we work together as a team, and you know, we're able to bring all that energy to help people achieve their dreams, whether that's becoming first-time home buyers, becoming real estate investors, or being seasoned real estate investors.
Nice. Love it.
Nice.
Ken, any last words?
Man, just thank you, JJ. Thanks for coming on. Gave a lot of good information. So I appreciate it. And we'll definitely eventually have you probably on again.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely, man. Definitely. I love the conversation. It went really well. And I think there's so much more we could share, but obviously time.
Oh, yeah, we could go on for another hour easy.
We were supposed to do half an hour. It's already 5:40. Look at that.
Yeah, this has been happening a lot lately since we've had guests.
We have some good conversations, man. But thank you, everybody, for logging in. Everybody who's going to see the episode later on. Thank you very much for watching it. Make sure to hit us up at Capos Capital Group on the Facebook page. Hit us up if you're looking for any type of lending, and hit up JJ, especially if you're in the Delaware area, and just to link up, right? This is what we love to do, right? Link up and help out our community to keep growing in the business. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Happy hour.